Dear students, hope you are all well by the grace of God. Today I am going to discuss a poem from class 11 composed upon Westminster Bridge, September 3rd, 1802 by William Wordsworth. About the poet William Wordsworth, born on April 7, 1770 and died on 23rd April 1850, was an English romantic poet who, with Samuel Taylor Coleridge, helped to launch the Romantic Age in English literature with their joint publication Lyrical Ballads in 1798. Wordsworth's magnum opus is generally considered to be The Prelude, a semi-autobiographical poem of his early years that he revised and expanded a number of times. It was posthumously titled and published by his wife in the year of his death, before which it was generally known as the Poem to Coleridge. Wordsworth was Britain's poet laureate from 1843 until his death from pleurisy on 23rd April 1850. History of the poem. The present poem, composed upon Westminster Bridge, has a history. Wordsworth and his sister Dorothy were on their way to the port of Dover in July 1802. En route for Paris, imagine an early dawn, hardly anyone on the streets, when along comes a carriage and horses stopping temporarily to take in the view over the river Thames. This could be the moment of inspiration for the romantic poet. About the composition of the poem, what Dorothy, Wordsworth's sister and constant companion, wrote. We left London on Saturday morning at 5:30 or 6, the 31st July, I have forgot which. We mounted the Dover coach at Charing Cross. It was a beautiful morning. The city, St. Paul's, with the river and a multitude of little boats made a most beautiful sight as we crossed Westminster Bridge. The houses were not overhung by their cloud of smoke and they were spread out endlessly. Yet the sun shone so brightly with such a pure light that there was even something like the purity of one of nature's own grand spectacles. It is the comment written by Dorothy Wordsworth, published in the Grasmere Journal on 31st July 1802. The poem, composed upon Westminster Bridge, September 3rd, 1802, is a Petrarchan sonnet by William Wordsworth, describing London and the River Thames, viewed from Westminster Bridge in the early morning. It was first published in the collection Poems in 2 volumes, published in the year 1807. The sonnet has 2 distinct parts: octave, first 8 lines, and sestet, the last 6 lines. The rhyme scheme is A-B-B-A for the octave part, and C-D-C and C-D-C for the sestet part. The theme of the poem. The object of celebration in this sonnet, Italian sonnet, is the city of London. The city is seen as an object of nature. The poet is touched by the unattained beauty of the morning over the city. Here in this poem, Wordsworth describes the pure and peaceful beauty of the city before the bustle and hurry of the day have started. The poet is moved by the somnolent beauty of the morning that wraps up the city in tranquility. The poem, read the poem carefully. It is the poem. A picture of Westminster Bridge is given here. Summary of the poem. No sight on earth is more beautiful than the view from Westminster Bridge. In fact, only someone suffering from a severe spiritual deficiency could walk by without noticing the view, which is emotionally staring in its all-encompassing magnificence. London is wearing the clear, soft light of dawn like a piece of clothing, undisturbed by human activity. The city's many different buildings stretch outwards and upwards until they blend into the surroundings, farmland and overarching sky. The city shines like a diamond and the air is clear, that is pollution free. The sunlight has never shone on any feature of the natural landscape more beautifully than it now shines on the city as a whole. I have never seen nor felt such pure and unwavering tranquility. The river flows easily, guided only by the forces of nature. My God, even the houses seem like they are sleeping. The whole city is like a single immensely powerful object that for the moment remains inactive. It is the picture illustration of Westminster Bridge. At present, the view is like that. And image of Wordsworth and Dorothy Wordsworth, his sister and constant companion. Now look at the critical words in the poem. Doth, old form of does, poetical use. Steep here means slope down. Never, short form of never, poetical use. Glideth means glide, poetical use. Dull, insensitive. Sight, seen. Garment, dress or clothes. Glittering, shining brightly. Bare, uncovered. Majesty, royal appearance. Splendor, bright ray of sun. Will, self-wish. Mighty, large and powerful. The city is compared to a mighty demon lying asleep. Now critical analysis of the poem. Composed upon Westminster Bridge, September 3rd, 1802, is Wordsworth's delicately wrote dedication to the capital of England, the city of London. From that grand opening line with its showy declaration to the steady iambic beat of the metropolitan heart, this sonnet aims to do one thing: romanticize what might be deemed ugly. This is a whole new view of a great city before it has properly woken up. The speaker is adamant that a person would have to be dull of soul not to be affected by such a vista, both moving and majestic. The fourth line is interesting because it sets the reader and speaker in the absolute present. The reader is looking through the eyes of the artist, as it were, as dawn lights up the architecture and the great river. And the metropolis comes alive in the following line. It wears the morning, a calm personified giant. Wordsworth brings in that most romantic of notions, beauty, and attaches it to what is potentially one of the least beautiful of places, a growing, heaving city. But this is a city of dream-like quality as yet unpeeled, set in fresh light, at rest, at ease, with fields and sky, not yet subject to the smoke of the chimney stacks or the smoke of industry. The poet could be forgiven for thinking that this is not London. He is looking at but some other natural habitat, perhaps a mountain or a series of lightly lit cliffs and rocks. In lines 9 and 10, the feelings of the poet reach a kind of fever pitch, an echo of the opening line sounding, he has never seen anything like this dawn, this splendid sunlight. He is clear in his heart and mind. He has never felt so calm. It is as if the city has him in a trance. Perhaps we have all experienced similar feelings when waking up really early in some great city and venturing out to take in that special atmosphere when there is no one around at all and the streets are deserted. Wordsworth interrupts these feelings he has about the overview from that bridge. He is trying to capture the emotion generated by the things he observes. From a ship to a dome, from the river to the houses, the whole suspended sea bang. As to the sonnet's inherent beauty, that is up to the reader, but there are some intricate rhythms involved in these lines and the pace is controlled with clever syntax. Certain lines stand out for their sense of wonder, lines 4, 5, 8, 9, 10 and overall the word intimacy is not lost to the differing rhythms. One oddity is line 13 that starts with Dear God. You can just picture Wordsworth on the carriage top exclaiming. He liked to use such phrases in some of his poetry and attempt to reflect the more common human response. So in conclusion, beyond reality lies the romantic, be it a city turned into a natural phenomenon as in this sonnet quoted, some might say in too sweet a layer of wonder. Wordsworth's strongly felt emotion come through loud and clear, and he certainly created a timeless piece that beguiles, irritates and puzzles as it takes the reader along into a shared metropolitan experience. A sight is so touching in its majesty. What sight is referred to here? The assignment is given on the poem. Read the text carefully. Try to grasp the meaning and understand the critical meaning underlined. Then try to solve this assignment given here. Thank you. Have a nice day. If you like the video, please like, share and comment. Subscribe this channel to get regular updates.